Good afternoon from London, and it's an absolutely freezing cold afternoon here in London, and we can't put the heating on because of the high energy prices caused by the monopoly capitalists. Anyway, hello to all dear comrades, friends, and supporters from me, Dr. Dermot Hudson, the chairman of the British Group for the Study of the Juche Idea, chairman of the Korean Friendship Association of the UK, president of the Association for the Study of Songam Politics UK, and of course the owner of this very self-same channel, Songam 007, the militant voice of Songam in Juche in the UK, defending people's career with no ifs or buts. And I thought today I would do a short video on the subject of the DPRK's new line on dealing with South Korea and the new line on reunification. And, I'm making this video because I've seen a lot of comments online about it, some on YouTube's, and some elsewhere, in the virtual world. And it seems that some people are criticising people's career or expressing doubts over the new line on inter-Korean issues that was laid down in the recent policy speech of respected Marshal Kim Jong-un to the 10th session of the 14th Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK, and also at the very important and historic 9th plenum of the 8th Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea. And, there's a number of changes, and these are creating a discussion or controversy, if you like. South Korea is now to be defined as the number one enemy of the DPRK, and far-reaching measures such as the abolition of the Committee for Peaceful Reunification and various institutions concerned with inter-Korean relations and inter-Korean exchange in, I think, the various economic bodies have been dissolved, and the Mount Kumgang Tourist Administration has been dissolved. And also, perhaps what is provoking a lot of comment, the monument to the three charters of national reunification will be removed. In fact, Marshal Kim Jong-un described it as an eyesore. And also the railways between the DPRK and South Korea will be permanently cut. And some are shocked by this and ask why. Well, firstly, it is because the experience of the last 53 years proves that peaceful reunification is impossible. There's been many declarations, statements, agreements between the DPRK and South Korea. There were summits in 2000, 2007, three summits in 2018. There was the 1991 agreement on reconciliation, all sorts of agreements, and none of them have changed the reality at all. And just to give one example, I actually visited Panmunjom in August 2017 when the tension was very high, and this was when Trump had talked about fire and fury, etc. And so I visited Pam and John, which is, for those of you who do not know, this is the place where the DPRK in South Korea, imperialist occupied South Korea, confront each other. It was the place where the 1953 Korean Armistice Agreement was concluded, and it was where the Korean Armistice Commission used to meet. So, I visited there August 2017. Went back with a delegation in October 2019. And by the way, my guide at Pam and John was actually the KPA colonel who was the guide of Michael Palin. Anyway, back on track here. Basically, I could not see any change on the ground from 2017. So, those agreements, like the Inter-Korean Military Agreement that were signed in 2018, and also the two summits with the US, made absolutely no difference at all. And the puppet regimes have repeatedly signed agreements and then broken them. How can a DPRK even talk with these people, let alone reunify with them? How could that really be possible? At the end of the day, the socialist DPRK cannot reunify with the capitalist South. Secondly, the South Korean puppets have never given up on the idea of overthrowing the socialist system in the DPRK, have never given up on the idea of regime change or unification by absorption. In fact, they are very much influenced by the scenario that was played out in Germany well over 34 years ago, where the German Democratic Republic was annexed by imperialist West Germany. So that desire has never been given up by the South Korean puppets. And within recent years, they've actually stepped up their plans for this. They stepped up military operations, they've stepped up the propaganda war and all kinds of things. And thirdly, inter-Korean cooperation, such as the Kaesong Industrial Park and the tourist resort at Mount Kumgang, were used by the South Korean puppets to try and blow the filthy wind of reform and opening up the wind of capitalism into the DPRK. The South Korean puppet regime was actually using inter-Korean exchange as a lever, or indeed a conspiracy, to restore capitalism in the DPRK. And I think the DPRK has done the right thing. And these measures have prevented the restoration of capitalism in the DPRK. And, I think just would like to track back to 2019 when respected Marshal Kim Jong-un visited Mount Kumgang and said what a mess the South Korean capitalists had made of the area, and the buildings were shabby or something like was shabby or ugly, and they should be pulled down. And he said, the DPRK should give up the idea of expecting anything from South Korea or trying to get some kind of material benefit or advantage from it. And I think it was very good also that the Kaesong Industrial Park, once it was the South Koreans pulled out of it, the DPRK nationalised it. So you know, some people are also, saying that DPRK has given up on reunification. In my personal opinion, I don't think that is really the case. I mean, people have got to analyse the facts, and what has happened is, the DPRK has certainly rolled back what was set down in the year 2000 with the June 15th joint declaration, and indeed the monument to the three charters of national reunification was very symbolic of that agreement. So it's quite correct and appropriate that it's going to be demolished, and also it's rolled back to the position before July 4th, 1972, when you had the North-South joint statement, which laid down the principles of reunification on basis of independence, peace, and national unity. So that's gone. Now, prior to the 1970s, though the DPRK didn't rule out peaceful reunification, it was very much a case that they were supporting the idea of a revolution in South Korea or reunification through war. And in my opinion, although the DPRK obviously does not want to provoke a war, that's the last thing they want to do. People's Korea is a peace-loving socialist state. Peace is an intrinsic part of the socialist system, so they wouldn't provoke a war. However, if they are provoked by the South Korean puppets and the US imperialists, they will retaliate. They will strike back hard, and they will liberate South Korea from imperialist rule and from comparador capitalist rule, and it will become part of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. And again, the flag of the DPRK will fly over Seoul and over Mount Halla. So that is my opinion on the issue of whether the DPRK has abandoned reunification or not. I think Marshal Kim Jong-un has proved himself to be a very far-sighted leader, a brilliant leader, a creative leader who is not bound by dogmas. I think he's also an honest leader. The DPRK is looking at itself and deciding what needs to be changed, and it's rectifying things. I think this should be viewed very positively. And basically, I think what has been laid down at the 9th plenum of the 8th Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, and in the recent policy speech to the Supreme People's Assembly, will lead to a more stronger and more self-reliant DPRK, and will lead to the victory of Juche-based socialism. And it is my conviction that anyway, the superior Juche-based socialist system can never coexist with the decadent, decaying capitalist system of South Korea. Anyway, what we need to do is to build up solidarity in support of the new measures taken by the DPRK, and in general build up solidarity with people's career with no ifs or buts. It is a genuine socialist state, and it's going to become stronger, and it's going to win victory. So thank you for listening today. If you're not already a subscriber to our channel, Sangam 007, please consider subscribing. In fact, hit the subscribe button. And also, there's our affiliated channel, Korean Friendship Association of the UK. And you can support us in a number of different ways. What it would be good if we could see more of you at our events, both online and in real life. We've got a meeting lined up for the 3rd of February. And as I say, you can also support us by buying books that defend the reality of people's career. There'd be a link in the description. And you can also donate to KFA UK or to the British Group for the Study of the Juche Idea or to myself. Anyway, I thank everybody for being with me today. Thank you for your support, and see you all again soon. Goodbye.